Go get your last grocery receipt. I'll wait. Look at how long that thing is. Now look at how many items on it you actually needed. Not wanted, needed. The average family is spending over $1,000 a month on groceries now, and I'd bet half of that receipt is stuff somebody invented in a lab and put in a bright box. I feed my house on 25 things. That's it. 25 items every month. And out of those 25, I can make breakfast, dinner, bread, soup, and about anything else you'd want to eat. Everything past 25 is a want. And wants are fine, but you should know which is which, because the store is designed to make sure you never do. So here's my list. All 25, nothing held back. And I'll tell you what each one does for you. Number 25 is the one that replaces an entire aisle of the store, so stay for that. Number 1, dried beans. A bag of pintos or navy beans costs about $1.50 and feeds you for days. Not the cans, the dried ones on the bottom shelf. Canned beans cost 3 or 4 times more for the same beans with water added. Soak them overnight, simmer them, done. Beans and something is a meal. Beans and cornbread fed most of this country for 100 years. Number 2, rice. The big bag, not the little box. And plain rice, not the flavored pouches. A flavored rice pouch is a dime of rice and a nickel of seasoning for $2.50. Buy the big bag and season it yourself with what's already in your cabinet. Number 3, rolled oats. The big canister. This is breakfast, and it's also filler for meatloaf, and it's cookies, and it's a lot of things. And hear me on this one. The little instant packets with the flavors are the same oats, chopped smaller, with sugar added at about 6 times the price per bowl. They sugared it and shrank it and charged you for the favor. Number 4, flour. All-purpose, the 5-pound bag or bigger. Flour is bread, biscuits, gravy, pancakes, pie crust, thickener for soup. 1 bag of flour replaces half a dozen boxes of mixes. A pancake mix is flour with a spoonful of baking powder and salt in it. That's the whole secret. You already own the mix. They just shook it up for you. Number 5, eggs. Cheapest complete protein in the store, even after all the price nonsense of the last few years. Breakfast, dinner, baking, everything. When people ask me what to eat when money's tight, the answer is eggs, and it's not close. Number 6, potatoes. The big bag of russets, not the frozen fries, not the boxed flakes. A 10-pound bag costs about what 1 bag of frozen fries costs, and it makes fries, mash, soup, hash browns, and baked potatoes all month. Keep them somewhere cool and dark, and they'll wait for you. Number 7, onions. Almost every real dinner starts with an onion in a pan. Buy the bag, not the loose ones, same onions, better price. Cheap, keeps for weeks, makes everything else taste like you tried. Number 8, carrots. Whole ones. The little pre-cut baby carrots are regular carrots run through a machine at double the price, and they go slimy faster. A bag of whole carrots keeps a month in the fridge, and it's soup, sides, snacks. By the way, lists like this one, I've got a whole book of them. Every method I use to run this house for less, all written down in one place. It's on my website, the link's right below the video. Go grab it. I won't bring it up again. Number 9, cabbage. The most underrated thing in the produce section. Costs about $1 a pound, keeps for weeks, and 1 head is enormous. Slaw, soup, fried up with a little butter, stuffed into anything. Our grandmothers leaned on cabbage all winter, and they weren't wrong. Number 10, bananas plus whatever fruit is cheap that month. I'm not going to tell you a fruit. I'm going to tell you a rule. Bananas are cheap year-round, so they're on the list. Beyond that, buy what's in season and on sale, and don't buy strawberries in January. The fruit that's cheap is the fruit that's good right now. That's not a coincidence. That's how food works. Number 11, a bag of frozen vegetables. Plain ones, green beans, peas, broccoli, the mixed bag. Not the ones swimming in cheese sauce. That's a different product wearing a vegetable costume. Frozen plain vegetables are picked ripe, frozen fast, and they're often better than the tired fresh ones in winter. And nothing goes bad in the freezer waiting for you to get to it. Number 12, canned tomatoes. The big cans of crushed or diced. This is spaghetti sauce, chili, soup base, stew. A jar of pasta sauce is $4. A can of crushed tomatoes is $1 and change. And with an onion and some seasoning, it's better sauce in 15 minutes. I haven't bought jarred sauce in 20 years. Number 13, a whole chicken. Not the boneless, skinless breasts. Those are the most expensive way to buy a chicken there is. A whole bird costs less per pound than any part of it sold separately. Roast it, that's dinner one. Pull the rest of the meat, that's dinner two. Then the bones and the skin go in a pot with water, an onion end, and a carrot. And simmer, that's broth. And that broth is the start of soup number 3. 3 meals, 1 bird. They cut the chicken up for you and charge you a carpenter's wage for it. Do your own cutting. Number 14, ground beef, or whatever cheap cut is on sale. 1 red meat, once a month, bought big when it's marked down, split into portions and frozen the day you get home. Chili, meatloaf, burgers, spaghetti. Meat is a flavor in this house more than it's the whole plate, and that one change is worth more than any coupon you'll ever clip. Number 15, canned tuna or sardines. Shelf-stable protein for pennies, sitting in your cabinet for the night you don't feel like cooking. Tuna and rice, tuna sandwiches, patties fried in a pan. This is the meal that stands between you and ordering delivery, and delivery is where grocery budgets go to die. Number 16, milk. Or, if your family doesn't drink much of it, dry milk powder for cooking and baking keeps forever, costs less, and in biscuits and gravy, you cannot tell the difference. I keep both. The powder has saved me a trip to the store more times than I can count, and every trip you don't make is money you don't spend, because nobody walks out of that store with just milk. Number 17, block cheese. Block, not shredded. Shredded cheese costs more per pound, and they dust it with starch to keep it from sticking. That's why it won't melt smooth in a sauce. A box grater costs $5 once and works for the rest of your life. Grating a block takes 90 seconds. They're charging you a premium for 90 seconds. Number 18, butter, real butter. It's cooking fat, it's baking, it's flavor, and it's one ingredient. I watch it go on sale around the holidays and buy extra butter freezes beautifully, and nobody at the store will tell you that, because they'd rather sell it to you again in March at full price. Number 19, cooking oil. 1 big bottle of a plain neutral oil, not the spray cans. A spray can is a few cents of oil in $1 worth of can. Pour a little oil in the pan like people did for all of human history. Number 20, peanut butter. The big jar. Protein, fat, keeps forever. And it's lunch when nothing else is. A peanut butter sandwich has rescued more school mornings in this house than I could ever add up. Number 21, salt. Plain salt, the round canister, under $1. And while you're there, keep a small shelf of basic seasonings, pepper, garlic powder, whatever your house leans on. Buy them in the little bags on the Hispanic foods aisle or at a dollar store, not the glass jars in the spice aisle. Same spice. The jar is what you're paying for. Number 22, sugar. The bag. Sugar in your own hands is baking, is jam, is sweet tea made at home. Sugar in their hands is a $2 bottle of flavored coffee creamer and a $5 box of cookies. Same sugar. The only question is who does the mixing, you or them, and they charge dearly for mixing. Number 23, yeast. A little jar of it. Here's why it's on the list. Flour plus yeast plus salt plus water is bread. That's the whole recipe. Mankind's been making it for thousands of years without a bread machine. Store bread is pushing $3 or $4 a loaf now for the decent kind. A homemade loaf costs maybe 50 cents, and your oven does most of the work while you do something else. If you only take one new thing from this whole list, take this one. Number 24, coffee or tea, whatever your morning is. A can of ground coffee makes a cup for about $0.10. The drive-thru makes the same cup for $5 and calls it a treat. I'm not telling you to give up your comfort. I'm telling you to own it instead of renting it. That one swap every workday is over $1,000 a year. That's not a small thing. That's a mortgage payment. And number 25, the one that replaces an aisle. White vinegar and baking soda, I count them as one because they work as a pair, and they're both on the bottom shelf for a couple dollars. Here's the thing. The cleaning aisle is the highest markup in the whole store. Glass cleaner, all-purpose spray, drain freshener, fabric softener, produce wash walk that aisle, and you'll pass $50 of products, and most of them are doing jobs that vinegar or baking soda does for pennies. Vinegar cuts hard water film and soap scum because those are mineral. And a mild acid dissolves mineral. That's the whole trick. Baking soda scrubs and pulls odors. A splash of vinegar in the rinse softens laundry better than the perfumed sheets do. I keep a gallon of vinegar and a big box of baking soda. And I have not walked down the cleaning aisle with my wallet open in years. They sell a special spray for nearly everything now. Don't bother. That's the 25. Beans, rice, oats, flour, eggs, potatoes, onions, carrots, cabbage, bananas, and the cheap fruit, frozen vegetables. Canned tomatoes, a whole chicken, ground beef, canned fish. Milk, cheese, butter, oil, peanut butter, salt, sugar, yeast, your coffee, and the vinegar and soda. Everything on that list is an ingredient, or close to it. Almost nothing on it has a commercial, and that is not an accident. Because think about who profits from the receipt you're holding. The store carries 30 or 40,000 different items, and the ones with the ad budgets, the cereals, the snack foods, the frozen dinners, the pouches and kits and mixes, those aren't there because you need them. They're there because the markup on processed food runs several times the markup on flour and beans. There's hardly any profit in a bag of pintos. There's enormous profit in taking those same pintos, seasoning them, canning them, naming them something catchy, and running an ad during the ball game. Every mix on the shelf is cheap ingredients plus somebody else's labor plus a box, and you're paying for all three. The whole middle of the store is your 25 groceries, taken apart, dressed up, and sold back to you at 4 times the price. They're not cheating you, exactly. They're just betting you never learn to cook from ingredients. And for 2 generations now, that's been a pretty safe bet. It doesn't have to be your story, though. So here's what I want you to do. Don't overhaul your whole kitchen this week that never sticks. Just take this list to the store one time and buy from it first, before anything else goes in the cart. Ingredients first, wants second. Do that for 1 month and watch what happens to the receipt. My guess is it drops by a third and nobody at your table even notices what's missing. And tell me in the comments what's on your can't live without list that I didn't name. Every region's got its own staples, and I know somebody's about to defend their grits or their masa or their canned milk, and I want to hear it because I learn as much from you all as you ever learn from me. Next time, I'm going to take 5 of these 25 and show you a full week of dinners out of them. Actual meals, actual prices, so come back for that. Until then, buy the ingredients, skip the boxes, and remember, nobody who learned to cook ever stayed broke at the grocery store.